Have you ever noticed that the woman you're interested in suddenly starts ignoring you? It might seem counterintuitive, but sometimes when a woman loves you, she might actually pull away. Today, we're uncovering the hidden meanings behind this behavior that most men completely miss. When it comes to understanding women's feelings, actions often speak louder than words. Let's explore the 7 surprising ways she might ignore you when she's actually falling for you, and how to recognize these subtle signs of affection. Number 1. She takes longer to respond to your messages. When a woman is developing deep feelings for you, she might suddenly take much longer to reply to your texts. This isn't because she's losing interest, quite the opposite. For example, she might spend extra time crafting the perfect response, overthinking every word, and trying to present herself in the best light. She wants to impress you, which means she's not just firing off quick replies like she would with anyone else. You might notice her messages become more thoughtful and substantial, even if they arrive less frequently. Perhaps she references something you mentioned days ago, showing she's been thinking about your conversations. This careful consideration indicates she values your connection and wants to maintain your interest. She's not ignoring you out of disinterest, but rather giving your messages the attention they deserve. Number 2, she becomes mysteriously unavailable. Notice how she suddenly can't make plans as easily as before? When a woman is falling for you, she might create some distance to process her emotions. She might cancel plans last minute or claim she's busy when you suggest meeting up. This isn't necessarily a rejection. It's often her way of protecting herself from overwhelming feelings. She's taking time to understand what she's feeling and how to proceed. Consider this scenario. She's been consistently available for weeks, then suddenly has prior commitments or family obligations. Rather than losing interest, she might be creating space to evaluate the intensity of her feelings for you. This temporary unavailability helps her maintain emotional balance while she sorts through her growing attachment to you. It's a natural defense mechanism against the vulnerability that comes with falling in love. Number 3, she acts distant in group settings. When you're with friends or in social gatherings, you might notice she keeps her distance or barely acknowledges you. Surprisingly, this could be a sign of her deepening feelings. In group settings, she might be trying to hide her emotions from others, fearing that her feelings for you are obvious. By maintaining physical distance or limiting eye contact, she's attempting to keep her feelings private. Pay attention to the subtle contradictions in her behavior. While she might not stand next to you at a party, you might catch her glancing your way when she thinks you're not looking. Or perhaps she laughs a bit too enthusiastically at your jokes from across the room, then quickly composes herself when others notice. This behavior stems from vulnerability. She doesn't want others to notice her special attention toward you before she's ready to acknowledge these feelings herself. Number 4, she holds back on social media interactions. In today's digital world, a sudden decrease in likes, comments, or interactions on your social media posts might actually signal growing affection. When a woman is developing serious feelings, she often becomes more self-conscious about her online presence in your life. She might worry about appearing too eager or interested, so she deliberately pulls back to maintain some mystery. For instance, she might have previously liked every post or commented regularly, but now she's more selective, perhaps only engaging with your more significant updates. This isn't disinterest, it's strategic engagement. You might also notice she's more active on your profiles when you're offline, perhaps viewing your stories when they're about to expire or liking older posts. This digital distance is her way of finding balance, showing enough interest to keep you engaged while not revealing the full extent of her feelings. Number 5, she redirects intimate conversations. Have you noticed how she sometimes changes the subject when conversations turn personal or emotional? This avoidance can actually be a protective measure when she's falling for you. For example, if you bring up topics about relationships or feelings, she might quickly steer the conversation elsewhere. This redirection happens because these discussions touch on vulnerabilities she's not yet ready to expose. You might observe that while she deflects questions about her own feelings, she's extremely attentive when you share yours. She remembers details about your emotional disclosures but keeps her own cards close to her chest. By avoiding deep emotional conversations, she's creating a buffer zone that helps her process her growing feelings at her own pace, without feeling rushed or pressured to reveal too much too soon. Number 6, she becomes unpredictably hot and cold. One day she's fully engaged, the next she seems distant. This emotional roller coaster often indicates conflicting feelings that come with falling in love. When she's giving you attention, she's embracing her feelings for you. When she pulls away, she's likely grappling with the vulnerability these feelings create. This inconsistency isn't manipulation. It's her emotional processing playing out in real time. You might notice patterns in this behavior. Perhaps after an especially close or intimate interaction, she pulls back significantly. This retreat often follows moments of greater emotional exposure, like after she's shared something personal or after you've had a particularly meaningful conversation. These fluctuations are especially common when she's uncertain about your feelings in return. She's trying to protect herself while also being drawn to you, a delicate balancing act that manifests as inconsistent behavior. Number 7. She downplays your relationship to others. You might overhear her describing your relationship as just friends, or being vague about your connection when talking to others. Paradoxically, this could mean she's developing deeper feelings. When a woman is falling in love, she often becomes protective of the developing relationship. By keeping things private, she's creating a sacred space for your connection to grow without external pressure or opinions. Notice how she might avoid defining your relationship when friends ask directly, or how she might momentarily hesitate before introducing you to someone new, unsure of what label to use. This isn't because she's ashamed, it's because she values what's developing between you too much to subject it to outside judgment. This privacy allows her to explore her feelings authentically, without rushing to define the relationship before she's emotionally ready. It's not denial, it's protection of something she considers precious and delicate. Behind many of these behaviors is a fundamental fear of vulnerability. When a woman is falling in love, she experiences a unique type of emotional exposure that can be both exhilarating and terrifying. By creating distance in these various ways, she's essentially giving herself time to build trust, not just in you, but in her own feelings. She needs to feel secure that her emotional investment is safe before she can fully surrender to her feelings. Remember that past relationship experiences significantly influence these behaviors. If she's been hurt before, her protective mechanisms might be especially strong. What looks like disinterest might actually be emotional scar tissue from previous heartbreaks. Understanding these behaviors can transform your perspective on what might otherwise feel like rejection. If you notice these signs, patience is your greatest ally. Her temporary distance isn't about pushing you away, it's about processing her feelings. Rather than pulling away yourself or demanding immediate clarity, continue showing consistent interest and emotional availability. This gives her the security to work through her feelings at her own pace. The worst thing you can do is mirror her distance with your own withdrawal. Instead, be the steady presence that helps her feel safe enough to eventually come closer. Small gestures that show you're thinking of her without expecting immediate reciprocation can help bridge the gap. For example, occasionally reaching out with something that reminded you of her without demanding a response shows attentiveness without pressure. Most importantly, give her time. Emotional readiness cannot be rushed, and pushing for more before she's processed her feelings might cause her to retreat further. If you're experiencing this situation right now, take a deep breath and look beyond the immediate behavior to the emotions underneath. Sometimes, what appears as distance is actually her way of drawing closer to you emotionally, even as she creates physical space. I hope this insight helps you navigate the complex world of romantic signals. Remember to like this video if you found it helpful, subscribe for more relationship guidance, and share your experiences in the comments below. Sometimes, the path to love isn't straightforward, but understanding these hidden signals can help you stay on course.